Photosyntech. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Grower. Today we have a very special guest for you, Candi Wallace. Candi is not only a cannabis grower, but she also does market gardening and a whole bunch of other stuff too. So we're going to get into talking all about gardening today. I'm super stoked. Candi, how you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Oh, I am just doing fantastic, and certainly
Excellent.
very happy to have you on the show today.
I'm very happy to be on the show. I love watching your show. Your content is awesome, and it's a pleasure for you to ask me to come on.
Oh, and super happy to have you here. Just following you on Instagram, looking at your own channel and stuff, I can see we're very much akin souls in the fact that we love gardening.
Yes,
So
we do.
let's dig in. Let's talk gardening. Let's talk growing. But of course, before we do that, a shout out to our sponsors, Mars Hydro. There, I got the TSW 1000 sitting beside me. Guys, check it out down
Yes.
in links. Of course, Mars Hydro, giving the love to the show, and why not show some back? And if you want to support the show, Patreon links below. That being said, Candi, let's talk growing, let's talk gardening, let's talk about you.
Yes.
So, Candi, tell me a little bit about yourself, who you are, how you got to be where you are now, your road on the trip to gardening. Break it down for me.
Well, my name is Alicia Franklin, but everybody calls me Candy. Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I'm part of the Murray Wallace clan, and I love my city. I love my people, and the goal is to feed as many people as I can in the city.
That's a great goal. And
Yeah.
gardening, of course, is the best way to go about it. Growing your own
Yes, it is.
greens, doing your own gardening. Let's talk
Hmm.
about that now. Your grow style
Okay.
specifically. How do you like to go about gardening?
Um, my grow style really is very, 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 very simple. It's called KISS. You know it. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Just plant the seed and water it. Everything else will happen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, well, what about space? What about just plant the seed? I'm real easy about it's nothing, it's not difficult. Just plant the seed, let it do its job. It'll do what it's supposed to do. So
Right on, right on. And of course, you grow all sorts of things. Talk a little bit about that. Tell me about your garden in general.
okay. Well, like I said, we are initially an urban farm. I started gardening with my grandmother when I was little. She always had a garden. We never went to the store for anything such as jellies, jams, spreads. She canned everything,
Yeah.
literally. We would go in the basement to pick up what we wanted. And I was always in the garden with her. Her and her neighbor, Sally Newby, they both were very influential in what it is that I chose to do. Unfortunately, I didn't realize until much later in my life that I could have made a living at this much earlier,
Mm.
but better late than never.
Oh, totally.
So yeah, I met my husband about 5 years ago. He told me he was a farmer. I told him he was lying. I mean, who do you know that's a farmer? And he took me to his home and he had hot peppers growing in the window. It was winter time, Matt. It was like December 15th, something like that. And I couldn't believe it. I looked at him, I said, you might be a farmer, huh? Because you're growing stuff. But I love to grow anything. I'm telling you, I plant lemon seeds. It's just because I like to see them grow and the leaves smell good. So
Hey, why
yeah.
not? Why not? I'm talking cannabis specifically, which is, of course, generally what my viewers like to grow themselves.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
encourage you guys all to get into more on gardening, of course.
Yes.
But growing your cannabis, do you like to do the bottle feeding? Are you organic? Let's talk about that.
Okay. So initially when I started with cannabis, I was bottle fed. I initially started with Fox Farm. Um, until I just watched videos after videos. I went to the old heads, Jorge Cervantes,
Yep.
people who were tried and true, who showed you their errors, who showed you how they messed up and how they corrected it. That's people I wanted to learn from. I want to see your good and I want to see your bad. So when it came to once like the first year I did bottles, it's been about 3.5, 4 years now. And now I'm strictly organic. At least my version of organic. I do seed sprout teas, compost tea. I even do a little KNF, Korean natural farming for those that don't know. Um, just I don't like some of the guests that you've had on. I don't give it food unless it's asking me for food. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling people these grow in the desert. There's nobody out there watering this in the desert. There's nobody giving this food in the desert. Plant the seed, see what it'll do. If it needs extra, it'll ask you for it. Pay attention, give it to
Fantastic philosophy. A few episodes back we had Welcome to the Grow Tent on, and that's very much the approach that he has. He'll go through and
it.
he says he feeds maybe once or twice if he has to,
Yeah.
but he generally does a lot of up potting, transplanting every
Hmm.
month or so. When you notice your girls are hungry, how do you go about things? Do you transplant? Do you do a top dressing?
Okay. So I pop my girls in paper towel in a baggie on top of the fridge or in the grow closet. Usually they pop within a couple of days. Solo cup is where they go. They go in a solo cup. Usually they can stay in a solo cup up to 3 months, depending on what I'm going to do with them. If I'm going to just use them inside, they're in a solo cup for maybe a month and a half. And then I automatically go to a 3 to 5 gal.
Yeah.
Since I'm inside, I try to, I'm an indigo girl, so it kind of works in my favor. They're shorter, not too tall. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I pop them and get them going. I grow autos for filler
Mhm.
for my when my photo periods are doing their thing. I like the autos because they give me, like I said, much needed filler.
Yeah. Oh, and they're fun to grow too because
They are.
you
So
only get one shot at it. You don't know what it's going to express like.
exactly.
Let's see where it goes. And just quick shout out to my boy 5K Meth head over there at Wildwood Seeds. He does auto
All
stuff,
right.
and oh, are they good? I'm going to be growing some
Oh,
myself, actually outdoors this year,
okay.
which is a new one for me. I've not done a lot of outdoor cannabis gardening. I
Hmm.
like crazy, but so you do indoor and outdoor though.
Yes, sir. I do. I do indoor and outdoor. Right now, I have about 6 girls outside, and they're all photos. And I have about probably maybe 6 more to go out because I think our limit is 12. So yeah, I definitely put them outside because that's their natural state. They love it. Um, yeah, if I could grow outdoors all the time, I would because I'm telling you, we have one of the guys here in Michigan. I don't know if you've seen his channel on YouTube, Twisted Roots. He
Hmm.
grew a blueberry last year, blueberry Afghan. He
Yeah.
got 10 pounds off that boy.
Holy
10 pounds.
smokes. That's
That
insane.
it was huge. It was just
Wow.
unbelievable. And
Oh,
I'm telling you, so I can't wait to pop. He sent me some seeds.
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm gonna get 10 pounds, but I'm sure gonna try.
Yeah, no, no, even half that would just be amazing.
Exactly. I was
So,
just I'm mind blowing. So some of the things that, people just do your research, search through YouTube. There are people on there who know their stuff front and back, and you can't go wrong with it. Just research.
yeah, absolutely. And they just generally want to help too. I mean, it's a great plant and
Hmm.
everybody should be growing it. At least that's
I
what I
agree.
think.
Yes, definitely.
So, indoor versus outdoor. What would you
Hmm.
consider to be the biggest challenge in each space and how do you battle them?
Okay. Indoor, automatically it's space.
Yeah.
And I'm using a closet, which is not the ideal conditions, but it's what I have. So that's what I tell people as well. Make use of what the situation you have. It may not be the best or optimal situation, but you can make it work for you.
Oh,
So
cool.
my biggest issue right now is ventilation.
Yeah.
I do have, the fans in there, but I don't have like an exhaust for the hot air to go out. So it kind of works for me to grow during the winter inside. It's the summer that I have issues with because the temps get really crazy in there. And I'm like, okay, I have to stay on them. I don't like that. I like it when I can just keep everything at an even keel. So outdoors is perfect. I know I put them out there, they're going to be fine. They're, as long as my tomatoes are fine, they're going to be fine because they're pretty much the same thing in my book. But yeah, I like outdoor. Indoor gives me the opportunity to learn. It gives me the chance to see what each plant is going to do. If I tap it a couple of times, what it'll do if I just let it go straight up. So that's really to me, winter is my experimental time to let me know what I can do when I put them outside, in the summer.
That's a
So
great way to look at it. Indoor
yeah.
experimental, smaller space and whatnot. You touched
Hmm.
on what type of training do you like to do? Is it more of a per plant basis? Are you a low stress trainer, high stress trainer? Tell me about that.
All around.
Yeah.
Basically, I try to keep it low stress, but the one thing that I love is if you start with strong genetics, you cannot go wrong, and you can abuse the hell out of them. Excuse my French.
Hey.
Um, yeah, I do it all. Super cropping, low stress, high stress. But really, what I started using here lately, and I see you have some engineered essentials. I started using their clips to see if that would make more of a difference. They're okay, but I like the ability to be able to tie down. I like the tie down works better for me. So,
Yeah, the ones that I actually work with are they're called Canopyclip. It's a different brand,
oh,
same
okay.
idea though.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer those because they've actually got a few different sizes and they've got an adjustable
Okay.
one that works
Mm-hmm.
like the Dickens. But that's the thing is I find it myself. It's going to be very plant specific. I
Mm-hmm.
like the clips because I find when I go right into flower, I can use them to open the plant up and then if need
Yep.
be tie them down. But it's just plant to plant.
Exactly.
So you're out there, you're growing, you're doing some gardening, you're reaching for that favorite tool. Tell me about it.
You're funny. That favorite tool. Well, everything actually. Is there like really one tool? I guess it would be, but my tool kind of falls under your product category
Okay,
because
okay.
I am a DGC girl to my heart. Scotty Real is that deal, and Recharge will never not be in my grow. Never.
I know
I
some people just swear by it.
Baby, I swear by Recharge, especially for beginners,
Hmm.
because it helps people to understand feed the soil. You feed the soil, everything else will work for you. So my favorite garden tool, well, it would be two, Recharge and excellent genetics. I mean, between the two, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because once you've got that environment and you understand how to grow a little bit, it's really
Hmm.
about the genetics and how again they're going to express themselves and what you
Yep,
can do to take them and steer them to how you want them to be.
exactly.
So when you're looking for a specific strain or you're about to grow something new, what are you looking
Hmm.
for in particular? You touched on indicas before. Is it all about the indicas or do you like certain sativas?
You know what? It's not all about the indica. I'm finding that's what I like, but I am finding that a lot of the hybrids kind of can hit what I'm looking for. I've always been a person that was really hard to, calm down at the end of the day. I'm always thinking, always, and I found that cannabis was allowing me to do that, allowing me to get more into my thoughts. And so, as long as it's good weed, I'm good at this point, because like I said, I've come across some hybrids and some sativas that don't give me the paranoia, because that's why I would not mess with them because
Yeah.
I don't like feeling like that. But yeah, I found some really good genetics, and I try to stick with when I find things I like, I keep it in my grow. Like Fire OG is in my grow. It's been in my grow 2 years. It'll probably stay in my grow. Um, Toy Soldier 420. He is amazing. I don't know if you had a chance to check him out, but his genetics always come through. I made my first cross last year, and it's with it was a lemon diesel auto by Puff Puff Pass Genetics,
Yep.
and it was the Crazy Sucker OG by Toy Soldier. So now I have a lemon Crazy Sucker OG,
Oh,
and
cool.
she is unbelievable.
Oh, very nice.
I got 8 ounces off of her last year. That was I was so geeked. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God, So yeah, I'm happy.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And we always have those goals that we set as a grower, be it tomatoes, potatoes, or growing good
Right.
cannabis. Although
Hmm.
sometimes that doesn't necessarily go according to plan, and we have spectacular failures. I've had them myself. Why don't you
Yes.
tell me about one of yours?
Okay. Well, my first answer to the question when I saw it was my failure was to not start growing sooner.
Yeah, yeah.
But my first year that I grew, I had spider mites.
Mm,
I was just enthralled because first of all, it was my first time growing, and I didn't. It was there, but I didn't know what to look for. You know what I'm saying? That's how, as a new grower, and so when I finally showed what was going on in my tent on YouTube, people came in and they were like, "Look, you got this, this, and this. This is what you need to do." But and I was like, "Sweet," because I didn't know what the hell to do. Excuse
Yeah.
my French. So I did what they told me to do. I was able to get rid of the spider mites. I ended up having to pull the grow early,
Yeah.
but I learned a lot. And I've never had the issue ever since. Refused to have the issue. I can't stand anything in my grow space that shouldn't be. So, no, I won't.
Yeah, spider mites are the worst. And I just said this in last week's episode with Mad Hatter Organics.
Hmm.
There's two types of growers: those who have had spider mites and those who are going to get spider mites.
Yes.
It's just it's one of those things that you have to do and deal with. And I
Hmm.
found that dealing with pests is the best way to learn about IPM and why you should be doing it.
Right.
Talk about what you do for integrated pest management.
Um. Okay, I'm laughing because um, when Painted Lady was on here, I'm a butt chugger.
I love the term. It's just so funny.
So yeah, my honestly, and people think I'm joking, but it's not bottom feed, bottom feed, bottom feed. I don't water on top unless they're newbies and I know they need water from the top.
Right.
But what has really honestly made a big difference is to bottom feed. I bottom feed and I pay attention and I don't bring any strange things in. I'm always, in the garden or whatever. But people are, giving me stuff. I can't bring it in here because I don't know what it is and I don't want to contaminate my space. So I might use an insecticidal soap and that maybe, but I haven't had to use anything on the cannabis.
Yeah.
It's pretty much does its own thing. I put fly paper up, like in case I get a few gnats or whatever.
Yep.
But other than that, they're great. I do have neem oil on standby in case I need it. Even when I had the girls outside last year, we didn't do IPM, and I didn't have any issues, thank God. But that's what I just pay attention to her. And like I said, I try to make sure my soil is healthy. I try to make sure I keep good genetics, and that makes a difference to me.
Right on, right on. And
Hmm.
it's you said it right there. It's good genetics. A good,
Hmm.
healthy, strong plant is gonna battle pests on its own.
Yes.
What do you
Hmm.
think not enough people know about or should be doing more of when they're growing cannabis?
Paying attention to their plants.
Yeah.
I have a lot of we teach classes. My partner and I, we teach people how to grow. We try to have monthly classes. We have people that call us on the phone, like what's going on? Can you come by here and take a look at this? Or can I send you a picture? And I'm like, okay, sure, no problem. And we'll tell them, what to do, what they're, should not be doing. And we also have people, I just had somebody reach out the other day and say, I need a class. No problem. We can help you because, as you stated, everyone should be growing this plant. I'm not trying to be funny. I know it's not federally legalized or nothing at this point, but what we've managed to find out is that the whole plant is healing. I keep telling people, tell me, oh, smoking, smoking, smoking. Smoking is awesome. But guess what? When you're in pain, and you can reach for something to relieve that pain, that marijuana plant is it. I got into this just to grow me some weed so I wouldn't have to spend money with anybody else.
Hmm.
And it's turned into a whole nother business. That's where She Grows comes in. Um, we've found that the roots of the cannabis plant are excellent pain relievers.
Oh,
So,
really? I had not heard that.
yes, excellent pain relievers. So, what we do is we take the roots of the plant. This is a dried root ball,
Okay.
and we will boil it to get the properties out of it. Make a decoction with water like tea. Just put it in water, boil
Yeah.
it. Once we get the tea, we take the tea and put it in with some olive oil because we're going to do an infusion
Hmm. Hmm.
and some beeswax. And
Okay.
it's one of my best sellers. It's a CBD balm that takes the pain away. And we've been able to make a number of products from this plant. I mean, and we just got into it just for personal use, and it's turned into so much more. I have so many people that say how well the products work for them. This is the She Grows Balm. You'll probably see that on the page, but just to give you an idea, I keep telling people smoking is excellent, but when you can put something on that is going to make you feel better within a matter of minutes, I'm telling you, I'll walk in it like when we have our classes. I'll have people walk into the room and they're literally in pain.
Yeah.
We spray and we rub them, and before the class can start within the next 15 minutes, they have relief. How about that?
It's honestly, it's probably what I would expect. To well, I mean, this is the thing. Like we've had a plant that has been shrouded in just angst and illegality and
Mm-hmm.
taken and framed as being such the horrible thing. I mean, reefer
Right.
madness and all that nuttiness. It's taken away the ability to properly study and research and put the science
Yes.
into this that we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Being said, it looks like legalization could be finally starting to come around at a federal level down in the states. Do you think that is
Mm-hmm.
happening? Is it going to happen soon? Are we further out than we may think?
Um, Unfortunately, I think it's probably going to be, honestly, with me, I think it's going to be at least another 5 years,
Yeah.
because they're not they're dragging their feet. They don't even have to, but they are, and they know it's a healer. But see, we have to remember that once they do that federal legalization, it's probably going to take money out of some people's pockets that are not going to be happy about that.
Oh, of course.
So it's definitely going to be an uphill fight. So.
Yeah, yeah, and it's interesting to see, and I hope at least they get better at the science for it and rescheduling and whatnot, because
Hmm.
at least if we can get those studies going on, we can learn more about why things like the products that you're putting together work so well.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, speaking about things working well, tell me about that really good grow when it all came together. Was it just that eight ounce grow that you were talking about before, or has something else been even better?
Um, let's see. Honestly, it was the 8 ounce grow. I mean, for me personally, it was the 8 ounce grow because I wasn't looking for it. I'm always, and like I keep telling people, they come in with these visions of sugar plums and gigantic colas in their head, and that's wonderful. But it takes time to get to that point. And sometimes the plant you least suspect is going to be the one that gives it to you.
Yeah.
So, I had, over 30 something plants going on. So I was just making sure, even though I was babying her because she was my baby, um, this time just know that it'll be more of her, because
Yeah.
we want that, and I think I can push that because I honestly, um, one of the growers, I'm trying to remember who told me, he saw my form on the plant and said, "You've got it. Keep going. It's coming.
Yeah.
You're on the right page. Keep going." So it's just a matter, because once I put her out, I kind of stopped training her. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And if I had just kept on, she would have. But I think she needed to be in the ground, and I didn't have her in the ground. I had her in a 7 gal. So yeah, maybe this year I'll put her in the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, and other than discovering the healing powers of cannabis, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's amazing in itself, because you know, I would be like, I know it worked, and I have a high tolerance. So it's hard for me to say, when I make something, I have to give it to somebody else and say, look, try this, let me know, whatever, whatever. And to hear some of the responses. So just to know that this was existing back in the 19, what, third 20s, before they took it out,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
that's sad, because now you're poisoning people, you know?
well, and for
So
profit too, right? That's the
exactly, for
super
profit.
sad thing. Ah.
Well, yeah. So the plant is amazing. I say grow it. Everybody needs to grow it. Everybody needs to know it.
Yeah.
Everybody should do some research. And if you don't have cannabis in your life, you need it in your life. especially with COVID. I'm not trying to be funny. Cannabis oil daily helps.
Yeah, anything you can do to stay healthy and just maintain the body where it needs to be.
Definitely.
All right, so
Hmm.
tell me about what you're working on right now. What's going on in the grow?
What's going on in the grow right now? So, once again, we have my strain, which is the Lemon Crazy Sucker OG. I think I did about 10 of those. Um, and we have Mona Dita de Plata. I'm not sure if you're familiar with his channel. Astro Flower Genetics is
Okay,
who
no,
he
I'm
is.
not, but
He is amazing. This is a man who doesn't even smoke weed. Okay. He is turning out strains to blow your mind.
that's cool.
So, yes, I have several of his, and then I have the Big Kush, 7 Leaf Genetics
Okay.
out of I think he's in South Bay. Excellent. Leroy, Sheroy. Yeah, Leroy Backcross 85, I think it is. Yeah, if you haven't seen him, check him out. He's always cooking something up. But yeah, those are, that and my usual standby. Toy Soldier, always. I got some purple rhino going from him. Um, Another one you need to check out, Visible Farms, Pilgor.
Okay.
He's in the desert in Arizona and it's kicking ass. Organic all the way. He is kicking ass. So I got some strawberry amnesia from him.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and the fire OG, everything's fire. Like I said, if anybody gets pregnant, I won't be mad because I got all fire.
It
So that's
sounds
what,
like it. Definitely
yeah.
sounds like it.
Hmm.
Now, what do you think industry in general could be doing more of to help out us home growers? Be it lighting, be it other nutrient products. How could things be better for us?
Hmm. Well, industry wise, share information,
Yeah.
not just the good stuff. I don't want to just see, yo, pretty, show me the fucked up girl too. Show me the one where you just know you completely messed up, but you accepted it and was like, look, this is what I did, y'all. Don't do this. Do not do this. So just more assistance, be more, we know that it's legal. I think that if the industry at least just reached out and was like, even if they gave tips or maybe a free quick class to say, hey, we care about you as a customer. We know that you're going to, need assistance. So we're going to have this little class so you can ask a few questions and we can share the knowledge we have. It's all about sharing and it's not a secret, guys. Just share it. Your growth style is different from mine. It'll never be the same, but we can still share tips, and go from there. Everybody can just be one big happy family, grow family.
For sure. Absolutely. And sure. Let's make us all better gardeners
Yes,
at
all
what we
better.
do.
So,
Talking about gardening, then
mhm,
we touched on a little bit. You do market gardening and whatnot. You
yes.
flowers, that sort of thing. Let's talk
Hmm.
about that and what challenges you've had to face there that have made you better at growing cannabis.
Hmm. Well, being in the garden and dealing with the different types of vegetables kind of gives you an insight on how the different ways of how things grow. So, actually, cannabis has helped me to understand how my garden grows
Oh, interesting.
because, by me paying attention and knowing, if I'm going to top, this is when I should be topping. Why am I topping? What purpose does it serve? And then that also plays a role in my tomatoes, my basil, my peppers. I mean, all of that it all goes hand in hand. So, like I tell people, if you can grow that tomato plant, you can grow that weed plant. It's that simple. They think it's not, but it is, you
Yeah,
know.
water
So,
and dirt, right? So
yeah, it's just water and dirt. Water and dirt. Water, dirt, seeds equal food or meds. Real simple.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
And I keep telling people you need to, buy the food from the zip code you live in. Okay. Buy local food. Get your honey local. All your local food has everything in it that your body needs. Because why? You're local.
Yeah, no, that's a
So,
great way to look at it. I really
mhm.
like that perspective. Uh, so I guess if somebody's asking you and they're looking to start getting into gardening, what would
Mhm.
be the number one tip that you would say they need to learn?
Just do it is what I would say. When you
Yeah,
say gardening, you mean gardening as in food or
in
just
general.
in general? Yeah, I say do it. A lot of
Yeah.
people are like, I don't know where to start. You know what? You know how to read, right? Reading is fundamental. Read that seed pack. But better yet, you Google everything.
Hmm.
Google that. It'll tell you. Seriously, I keep telling people like I'm in so many groups on Facebook that I'm probably gonna get out of, because I went in it to see what I could learn, micro grows and um, organic growing and just different things like that. And so many people come in asking the same questions, which lets you know, first of all, they didn't read any of the posts in the group, you know, and they did not Google anything. I keep telling people, in order to get something, you need to bring something. Okay. So if you came to me and said, hey, Candy, this indica plant I have over here, I topped it with such and such and such. That's fine because that lets me know you know something. Don't come to me with the seed talking about what do I do with this? No, plant it. You know what you need to do with it. Plant it, and then we'll go from there once it grows. So, what do you do? What do you
Yeah.
do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You got to
Just,
start somewhere. And
yeah.
I've said this many times on this show. It's like, don't let the equipment, don't let the area, don't let anything detract you. Just
Yes.
plant it. Go
Hmm.
from there. Fail. Do it again. You're going to learn.
Yep.
It's the best way.
Exactly.
Some of the most valuable lessons I've definitely had have been from my epic failures, and well, there's been a few. But hey, that's why we grow, right? Because it's all about the challenge.
Exactly. That's all it is. It's a challenge. It's definite, and it's one that you want to conquer. I mean, think about how much money people who are chronic pain save by growing their own meds. And a lot of people don't realize that. I keep trying to educate us and say, look, there's no need for you to be in pain every day. There's a solution. You may have to do a little work, but there's a solution. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's always a little bit of work involved. To that point, what's that
hmm
one job aside from trimming? Because everybody always says trimming that you don't
right.
like doing in the grow room or just in gardening in general. And trimming
Hmm.
is acceptable, of course, because trimming sucks.
Yeah, trimming does suck. So I hardly trim. But let me see. Mm, what what's the one thing that I don't like to do besides trimming when it comes to weed? Mm, I'm a mad. I mean, you're gonna be mad at me, but it's gonna be trimming because everything
Yeah,
else I like. I
yeah,
like I like doing my own soil. I like transplanting. It's the trimming. I kid you not.
yeah.
It's
And
the
I
trimming.
that speaks to just how much you enjoy the craft itself, because I'm very much the same way. I struggle to find anything that I don't enjoy about gardening, short of
Hmm.
again trimming. So, like you say, I try
Yep.
to avoid that. So,
It's the trimming. I can't. I can
um,
only be honest.
right on, right on. Now, we talked a little bit before about where we can find you online. You've got Candi
Hmm.
Wallace, the YouTube channel,
Yes.
same as on Instagram, and then she grows on Instagram as well.
Yes.
Anywhere else where we can track you down?
Um, if there anybody chance anybody wants produce, we're corn wine oil, 42 North, 83 West on Instagram, CWO Farms on Facebook. So yeah, we're on Instagram, Facebook, everything, YouTube. I don't have a farm channel on YouTube yet. I'm kind of working on that. Was trying to see how I could keep it separate. That just means more work for me. So I'm working on it, guys. Give me a chance. But yeah, we're just out here trying to heal and feed people. Heal and feed. Once you
Yeah.
get those two done, everything else will pretty much be okay. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely a noble task to take on. Well, Candy, it's been an absolute blast chatting with you today. Totally enjoyed having you on the show. And we'll ask you one more question here.
yeah.
What do you think the next big thing in cannabis is going to be?
What do I think the next big thing in cannabis is going to be? Honestly, people realizing that they can heal their whole body with it.
Yeah.
Once more people realize that, and they're realizing it now because it's so many more people growing, but I'm serious. Once they realize the effect of the cannabis on their chronic pain or whatever issues they may have, on its ability to heal, Rick Simpson did not lie at all.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Wonderful plant. Wonderful advice. Wonderful chat with you today, Candi. Thanks again so much for stopping by. Guys, if you haven't, go check out her YouTube, check her out on Instagram, and all the other various things that she's doing. And hey, we'll have to have you back for another chat in the near future.
Definitely. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Awesome. Yeah,
I'll be tuned in.
Great chatting with you. Okay,
Same
well,
here.
that being said, guys, we out.